let's get into Baker himself because it is a hot topic always, certainly on shows like this one, about his behavior and how the swagger was something that the Browns needed and that the Browns fans required or were desperate for, and he was a godsend in that regard. I'm one of those people that said, hey, he's got to be who he is. Now, when the losses begin to mount, as the interceptions, last night we hear that from Richard Sherman postgame that he refused to shake hands before the game, and he lit into Baker Mayfield. And Nick Bosa really had his way on the line and mocked his flag planting that he did on Bosa's alma mater. Also, after the game, Kurt pointed out that they didn't understand, the Niners, how Baker would even think that he'd be able to see over Eric Armstead and DeForest Buckner, clearly understanding that he's planting the flag on one of the biggest red flags for Baker coming into this league. I give you the floor on Baker Mayfield, Kurt, and what to make of all of this.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, is that there's lots of guys that have, a persona or have a way that they get themselves ready or they get themselves fired up. And the shaking of the hands. Part of me is with Richard Sherman that it's respect the game, respect your teammates, respect your opponents. I think that's a big part of what I love about this sport is that you have to respect it and respect the guys that you're competing against. So I understand that. There's also lots of guys that get that edge, when they go to play and they don't want to shake hands. They don't want to talk to the opponent. Hey, we'll be friends and we'll talk after the game. I can understand that too. If that's what motivates you and that's how you get ready, go get ready. All I'm going to say about Baker and the persona is that what you always have to realize is that, A, this game is always humbling. You're always going to be humbled at points. And you got to be willing to take that if you're going to act the way that Baker acts in some situations and, not shake hands and do that. You've got to be able to handle the other side of it. And you have to be able to see that and be realistic about it and not get angry and do those kinds of things when somebody calls you out, because that is part of it. That's part of what the role that you're playing. And so I don't really have a problem with how anybody wants to carry themselves or go about their business or get ready to play. I just feel like if you're going to do that, you have to understand all the sides to this table, and there's going to be scrutiny that comes with it if you carry yourself in that way. If you plant the flag and do those kinds of things, you got to be willing to go, hey, tip your hat to Nick Bosa when he plants the flag on you. And I think that sometimes that's the hard thing is that, when you have that persona, it's hard to see that and humble yourself and give other guys credit and tip your hat to other guys and humble yourself in situations where you need to.
So what advice would you give him? I don't know if you, because I know you text a lot of young quarterbacks in the league. I don't know if you have that relationship with Baker, but what 2 cents would you give him?
Well, I mean, I think I always give guys, the advice to just, get there first and show some consistency there. And, you can still be who you are. You can still have that confidence. Sometimes I think you just have to pull back and go, okay, let me pull back a little bit. Let me work. Let me get back to where I want to be. Let me earn the right to be a little more exuberant with how I carry myself. And that's really what I would tell him, because you continue to kind of hold that persona. People are going to try to to take that away, to snatch that from you. They're going to look for every opportunity to kind of attack that if that's how you want to present yourself. And now, no problem, but this is a tough business. And I don't care who you are as a quarterback and how good you are, it is going to humble you over and over and over again. And you're going to have those games. And I just think it would be wearing on a player to try to carry yourself one way and then have 2-3 weeks where people are just kind of throwing that back in your face. Go be a player. Go earn the respect of your opponents and everybody out there. Do that first, and then kind of create the mantra you want to have, because I think then it's respected a lot more around the league.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.